And good morning again. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News coming to you from our digital desk. We do have some new information in regards to that helicopter crash in Portage County. It is a very small helicopter. It's this one. Actually, it is this very helicopter. We've matched up the tail number with flight aware data and the records for the flight path this morning. This is the road that's closed on its way to Mogador Reservoir is where this helicopter went down. I'm going to read the very latest information we've just received from the FAA as we look at this situation, and we know that there's going to be a news conference at noon, so we'll have new information at that point as well. Here is the statement. This information is preliminary and subject to change. Again, this is a statement from the FAA. A Schweitzer 269C helicopter struck a power line and crashed into the Mogador Reservoir in Ohio around 7 a.m. time, local time, Friday, March 14th. Only the pilot was on board. The FAA and the NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, will investigate. The NTSB will be in charge of the investigation and will provide further updates. The contact local authorities, the names for medical conditions of the people on board. The FAA will post a preliminary accident incident report here, usually the next business day. So we should be getting a lot of information. You can see a little bit more down the road towards that reservoir. But again, the two new big items to report are that there was only one person aboard that very small helicopter. It was just the pilot. And the other big piece of information is that it appears the helicopter hit a power line is what caused it to go down. We do have the flight aware, the tracking and the route from this morning. I'm going to bring that up here. This is from FlightAware, and you can see a couple of observations here. The helicopter makes this sort of round loop here in its flight. It does make it a ways after that. Just where it hit the power line, was it before or after that loop? Clearly it was not out over the reservoir. You wouldn't expect there to be power lines in the middle of the reservoir, so it had to have struck a power line before the water, would be the assumption. We can look at the altitude data from here, and just very quickly in that last moment, it went from just a very sharp drop in its altitude at that exact moment. But again, it's interesting to see the flight information from this morning. It took off at 6:17 from the Medina Municipal Airport. It makes it to the Wadsworth Airport at 6:28 this morning, so some very early flying. Not sure what the light conditions would have been. The sun, you would think, would have been coming up around that time. It makes a really short flight from the Wadsworth Airport. It goes up for approximately 3 minutes and then is back down, and then its last flight leaves at 6:47. Flew 22 minutes before, again, what the FAA is saying, the helicopter hit a power line and then crashed into the Mogador Reservoir. Again, just one person on board. Only the pilot was aboard that small helicopter when it went down. We can show you where this Mogador Reservoir is. We can pull this map out here. Here is downtown Akron. It is just to the east of downtown Akron there. Pretty good sized reservoir. They are in what we're being told is a recovery mode. There has been no no person found alive in that reservoir at this point. We do not believe there are any survivors at this point, but we're just going to say that. But we have been told by authorities from Portage County Emergency Management that this is a recovery effort. There's very different words there, from rescue effort when they believe people are alive, but then a recovery effort when they do not believe there are any survivors. We will continue to have updates on this story throughout the day. Watch for our 11 o'clock news and then our noon news, when we expect to have our first news conference from the Portage County Emergency Management officials. Until then, we're going to leave this stream up as we look for other agencies to get involved. We know the Ohio EPA is also either there or on the way. That helicopter did have fuel and was losing some of that fuel into the reservoir. But again, if we have updates, when we get new information, we'll come to you live here on our digital platforms. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News.